Hey there, good morning. I am about halfway through an early morning hike. I got up this morning at about 5:30, opened my eyes, and I was like, I feel refreshed. I feel wide awake. Doesn't matter if I only went to bed about 5.5 hours ago. I feel great. And my reward for getting out of bed and not trying to meditate myself back to sleep was I got to see this beautiful, beautiful sunrise this morning. And I didn't even think. I was so encapsulated in what was in front of me. It almost looked like Northern Lights at one point with the pink and magenta, and it was just gorgeous. But anyway, it's been a few days, and I know I've been posting them a lot. I was batching and posting my videos, but it's been a few days since I've shot one. And there's been a lot of stuff that's occurred in the last few days. So I have to make some confessions here. The first confession is my type A has crept in. I know I said I wasn't going to have any schedule. I wasn't going to have any process. I was just going to speak, stream of thought and consciousness of what's happening in my mind on that daily hike. Well, there's been a couple different occurrences that have happened. Number one, I've really enjoyed digging in and doing research on what's most important to the 50 plus market. And it's interesting, at first I was finding a huge disconnect between what was most important and on my mind as somebody who's 50 plus and the content that actually existed out there. The content that actually existed out there seems like it was created and written by my dad when he was 50 years old. It just seems different. There's been so many shifts in life over the last couple decades that I just think it's a different mindset. I also, as I've been doing my research, realized there was nobody out there talking on the topic that looked like me, except for a couple gurus, and I'm not a guru. But very, very interesting. So that was happening, and I'm like, man, I want to give a younger perspective of 50s, of a younger 50-year-old thinking, acting, and definitely lower maturity level, and my perspective on kind of changing the direction of my life. So that was one. And then this other thing happened. And for every single person that's hearing this, whether you're 50 plus or not, if you haven't heard about ChatGPT, you better go and start doing some searches and learning about it. It is the most phenomenal, unbelievable thing that we're starting to have access to in our lives that is going to be earth-changing, right? It's just going to absolutely change the way that the world functions, the way that we work, the way of a whole bunch of stuff. And I mean, I was thinking about how excited or like just I'm so jumbled because there's so much stuff going on. But I just am so grateful for the fact that I was able to be involved when Nextel phones first came on the market. I don't know if you remember those ones where you push the button and chirp and could communicate easily with people. It was like the coolest gadget, but it single-handedly transformed billing and what it cost to make a cell phone call. So it made it so much more attainable. But I was involved in the Nextel business about 2 weeks before it was available in our market and just crushed it. It was like this renaissance of communication. It was so amazing. And I did it for probably about 2 years, but it was super exciting. Great time to be involved. I had so much personal baggage and crap going on and in my head that I didn't even fully take advantage of the opportunity, but it was a fantastic ride. It was very interesting to watch everything kind of shift. And that was right after the deregulation of long distance too. So like really interesting time. And then the next thing, and the thing that kind of pulled me away from the cell phone business, was the internet. I learned about that and I was just awestruck. I was so amazed at all of the possibilities and the way that you would be able to connect with people anywhere and be able to convey a message, and how you could market so much better. And it was just so fascinating with me and the possibilities. And I remember just diving in and learning as much as I could. And I actually spent a lot of time hoping and wishing that it could do things that it does today. Back then, that it couldn't, and it was frustrating. But I would always tell myself, it'll get there, it'll get there. Well, ChatGPT is everything that we wished that it could be or would be back in the day. It's, I mean, there's been so many business ideas, things that I've thought about doing throughout my life. And when I think about all the work and all the haul and all the thinking and brainstorming and process planning and all that stuff that I had to do, the burden of that effort far outweighed any reward that I imagined that I could receive. So now all of a sudden, artificial intelligence is matured enough to be released into the world. But not only that, it is performing all of that clutter and all of those burdensome tasks, and it just helps you be so much more productive. So that, the combination of those two things has inspired me to start to be a lot more focused and disciplined. And I want to help everybody that I can, of us that are 50 plus. This is going to be the equalizer. Like, technology is one of the big burdens that we've always had, navigating that and still trying to remain relevant. Well, we've got it. I'll share with you some different ways over time to be able to do that. But I'm going to start releasing these videos every day. It's going to be real time. And I'm going to be tracking this journey as I start to develop and put together, just some organization to this effort, maybe some products, I don't know. But I want to track it because this level of excitement and inspiration I haven't had like more than 2 other times in my life. And so now, with my new rules in place, I want to start to track the way that plays out. And maybe I can make some healthy decisions along the way because of my past learnings, and share that with you as you go on your journey. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I will definitely see you again tomorrow, and you're going to start to see some changes in this channel, and I'll be talking about them as each day as we start to execute that plan. But thanks a lot, and I will see you tomorrow.